Welcome back, guys, to another Protein Bros episode. I am one of your hosts, Jeff Wasserman, and today's episode is with Sid Balak. Sid is from New York City. He was a Marine. He went to California for years and moved to Overland Park, Kansas right after COVID. And his ultimate goal was to open up his own gym, and he just did this last week. And the name of this gym is Beastified, and Beastified Gym is in Overland Park, Kansas. It's a very, very, very unique gym. He also started a supplement store that has since failed, but he talks about the trials and tribulations of starting that business, what he did since then, and what they're doing with this gym that makes it so unique. I hope you guys tune in. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. If you're listening to the podcast, we do hope that you'll support it by liking, commenting, sharing. All of that goes a long way for us, guys. We don't run any ads. We don't ask for anything in return besides a simple help us share the show, help us reach more people, and help support local fitness. Let's get to the episode.
In the military, it's you can kind of talk shit to each other, I'm guessing, because you're in the suck together. Yeah. Like you're doing all this shit that is not fun in a lot of circumstances and is very hard. And it's like you need a release valve. And that release valve is basically like talking shit to each other, making fun of each other. And it kind of brings you together more, which is, it seems like
irony.
Yeah. But it seems like it also could be like the basis for, what pushed you into the career that you're in now, where you have a gym, you've started a gym, you obviously care about culture a lot, know, and I'm not saying that there's not friendly racism going down in your gym, but you know what I'm saying? Like the culture is there.
No, absolutely. That's perfectly put. And that's exactly that. I mean, you take that and you modify it because we're in the civilian side of the world and don't project the friendly racism aspect of it. And then that's kind of the model.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
You were medically discharged. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
And so once you're medically discharged, I've talked to a great deal of veterans in my life that have had a pretty tough transition with going back to civilian life, especially for the first time as an adult. A lot of them were, their first real job, if you will, outside of school was being in the military. And so there was a whole lot of what now, and does that what now even feel purposeful? Did you deal with any of that kind of post-military depression at all?
Oh, absolutely. I say this to everybody. Military is like, hey, you're going to get on this train and this is where it's going to stop. This is what you're going to do at this stop. You're going to get back on the train and this is what you're going to do. They give you a structure. You just got to follow it. Just have consistency, discipline, follow it. Getting out of the military was kind of like going in the middle of Penn Station. You were like, whoa.
What the hell do I do now?
Yeah. What route? Like, I have options and I'm scared to make a choice because choices were made for me for so long. So it was tough, but luckily military taking care of me helped me out a lot. It helped me kind of just take my time to make the decision, and pros and cons in that. And I think definitely experienced that depression and anxiety more, because I'm afraid if I'm going to make the right choice, and some of the choices are, life-changing. So
right, and it's the same. A lot of kids face this when they get out of college or they get out of high school, and it's just it seems extra difficult, and I think the anxiety is at an all-time high because of the amount of time you have in front of you, and that you can really dedicate yourself to something, and it's just I want to make sure it's the right thing.
Yep.
And so my only 2 cents on this subject while we're here is, if you are in this situation, whatever you choose, go all in at it.
Yep.
Because whatever you're doing, you're going to learn a ton by going all in and going at the best effort possible. You're going to learn so much that and those skills are going to stick with you forever, versus waiting around for the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit asking yourself, like, just waiting for that chance, waiting for that opportunity, when you were in one all along and you just didn't see it that way.
Yeah, and to add to that is fitness was one of the things that I really hyper-concentrated on after I got out of the military. While going through depression, anxiety, fitness was always there, and always felt better after a workout. So it was just always a core memory for me that fitness equals happiness for me. So that's the culture, I guess, where I have adapted and trying to create. So
Speaking of coming out of that too, you obviously have a wife that you love. Where did you meet her, and how long ago was that?
I met her in California. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I had just graduated from my master's in clinical psychology, and I was like, I'm not going to work as a clinical psychologist because I basically did it for self-awareness because I was lost from all the military injuries and civilian lifestyle. And then I kind of figured out that's not the career path I want to follow. I'd like to help people out, but I don't want to be in an office, do counseling one-on-one kind of deal and going forward. And then so I had just taken a job as a fitness manager in a gym in California. And she was actually working for a studio J-Lo owns called True Fusion, and she was an instructor there. So the studio was in the back, and I was a fitness manager in the front. And that's when I met my wife, and I was like, hey, you want to go out to lunch for steak?
You didn't sell her any gym membership first?
No, she was already there before me.
Okay.
She was there before me. Actually, matter of fact, she sold me her class. She was like, come take my bar class. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Easy work, and then you're just more sore than you've ever been in your life.
34 minutes. I clearly remember 34 minutes into the class, I said, I'm dehydrated. I ran out.
That's so funny. You asked her for steak for lunch, dude. You're a baller. Just eating steak for lunch.
You gotta shoot high, bro.
It was the bullet. It was a bowl at Chipotle.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, she asked me to go take the dogs for a walk, and I was like, no, I want a steak for lunch.
I love it.
That's awesome, man.
That's a sweet first date. Yeah. So you transition out of the military. Now we're working as a fitness manager. Let's move into the move to Kansas City, move specifically to Overland Park. Your guys' first business, Beastified, was it sports and nutrition? Did I say it right?
Yep, sports performance and
nutrition. How'd that get a start, and just what were some of the lessons that you learned along the way? Because I know that the ultimate goal was always the gym.
Yep.
And so for our listeners, Sid here is the proud owner of Beastified Gym in Overland Park, and they're getting ready to do the overall. It's actually the grand opening already happened a week ago or something like that.
29th of June was the grand
29th
opening.
of June was the grand opening, and so now it is open to the public all day, every day.
That's correct.
Fantastic. So let's get into, again, that first business, Beastified, sports performance and nutrition. What were some of the lessons that you learned, and what are you carrying over to the gym?
Lessons that I learned from Beastified Sports Nutrition and Performance is it's tough to be a small business owner. A lot of I think I talked about this in another podcast, but it's like a lot of people want to work for themselves. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I hate working for them. I hate working for 9-to-5 jobs. So I'm going to start my business. You start a business, it's not 9 to 5 anymore. It's 24/7. So that's something that I learned. But fortunately for me, I had a great partner at the time that I was doing the business. But also, if you don't know the ins and outs of specifically the supplement business, it is a very saturated market because we got the great supplement superstore.
But you also got Walgreens, and you got Walmart, and you've got Sam's, and you got Costco, and you've got the internet. Yeah.
And then you got bodybuilding.coms now. It's, a lot of online websites now that sell. So, they make it easy. Amazon, they make it easy. You just click but the thing is, you don't get that. What I noticed was you don't get the one-on-ones. You don't hey, sometimes hydrolyze is better than isolate, or whatever the case may be, and you want to talk to somebody that has personal experience and awareness, which is what's great about an in-store or a brick and mortar. So I was like, I'm going to open a store and maybe do it that way and just help people with their diet or their fitness journey, and just also holistically take care of them. Always my goal, holistically take care of them. Fortunately and unfortunately, it was good. We were growing, and then we released a pre-workout. It was doing well, and then obviously we got some lawsuits our way, and at that point, I was getting ready to start the gym, and I just closed the store down and decided to concentrate on the gym. And as far as your question on what to do, what not to do, what I learned is it's not that I learned something. It's a process. Everything's a process, and consistency and discipline is key. That's it. Everything is a process.
Man, the thing that I heard that stood out to me the most in what you just said was basically addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Like you could have tried to hold on to both things at the same time, but it seems like you made a decision in your head where it's like, what's my ultimate goal? What am I really trying to do here? What's my ultimate passion? And if I try and hang on to this other thing, is it going to interfere with what my ultimate goal is, right? And a lot of times in people, when you get hung up, you get the success bug, you get this drive. It clouds your judgment when it comes to making the decision on what's important and what's not. And a lot of people in your situation would have tried to hold on to both, even though it might not have been the best option in that specific scenario.
Not to mention your humility by not keeping something open just to say that it stayed open. You know what I mean? While you're also trying to do everything else.
That wouldn't be fair to my gym.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now your sole focus isn't where it needs to be.
Yep. And then, that's very important because I can relate that to bodybuilding because, I've heard this from a few people, prep's a long time period. It could be anywhere from 20 to 12 weeks, whatever the case may be. But by the time they're 8 weeks out, they look good. So they're like, wow, like I never thought I could look, and they just give up. That's it. It's like, 8 more weeks. But the ultimate goal is the show. But they just get sidetracked and get lost of what could be. So I never lost track of that. The gym was always my goal. So whatever to get there was my goal, and the supplement store was just my way of. I met so many people. I mean, almost everybody that used to come to my store is at my gym.
Yeah,
how cool, man!
Which like I said, living in the Overland Park area, it's like we just met today, but I'd heard so many good things about you prior to meeting you. So it's like your influence and your charisma had kind of permeated throughout the area before, like I said, we even met, man. Can you give everybody like maybe just a rundown of like what makes Beastified Gym different from like other gyms that they've been to?
I think in simple words, basically it's the mindset that I care about. I don't care about the age. I don't care about gender. I don't care about any of that. It's just you step into my gym. I'm going to want the best out of you. Don't waste. You're here. Stay in the present. Whatever problem you have going on in the past, and whatever problem that's coming up, let's forget that. The music's blasting. Let's forget. Let's get in that savage mindset, and let's just give your best effort in here. And even if it has to do with 5 pounds, let's give the best out of that 5 pounds. Get the best out of that 5 pounds. And so, it's very important to do that. And if I can inhibit that from people, it's just amazing.
Man, it looks sick.
How many kids you got?
I have one daughter.
Oh,
She's
man.
4. I mean, she is.
Is she benching 135 yet?
No, but I do have a video of her benching.
That's awesome.
That must have been fun during the build out having her come in there.
Oh, absolutely. She was there the entire way.
This is obviously like a proud moment for you, man. We're excited for you, and I just wanted to say I appreciate the level of detail you put into everything.
Oh, so you got a little wall to sign? That's cool.
Yep.
Signature column. Is it a column or?
Yeah, it's supporting beams, but we planted it chalk black.
So tell everybody, the process of you get this space, right? How does one go about building out a gym?
So I got the place, and so the first thing is the layout. Kind of thinking about, okay, how far does the restroom, and so the convenience sake, how far does the restroom need to be from the entrance? Let's see, how far does it need to be from the cardio equipment? How convenient is that for people? And then you think about the posing room, which is necessary for my industry. And then how far does everything need to be kind of, structured? And then once you figure that out, and then I just kind of went with the equipments of, making sure every muscle's worked out there, and every muscle has a chance to.
How many pieces of equipment you have? Because it looks like a ton.
I think I have 73
God dang, man. It's a lot of equipment, brother.
Love it. You had that number in your pocket.
Yeah.
73, but who's counting? Are there changing rooms, locker rooms, bathrooms? Is it all one?
It's private bathrooms. Okay. So I don't like the idea of locker rooms. I don't know. There's just a lot of time wasted there. So I'm like, hey.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got more room on the floor.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Very
more
cool,
equipment.
Man. More equipment.
74, 75 coming up.
Are we allowed to drop the weight in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just giving you a lunk alarm joke.
You guys don't have a lunk alarm?
You guys are allowed to use chalk?
We are.
You're in a situation though, like there's a lot of bodybuilding gyms, I would say, in the Overland Park, Kansas community, or just in the Kansas City fitness community, and a lot of them are great friends of ours, and they actually are doing something really great with their gyms too. And I don't want to say what makes Beastified different, but I would ask you, outside of the mindset, what are you most proud of when it comes to Beastified Gym?
The most that I'm proud of
is
the support that I'm getting from the people that has visited my place.
So the community.
The community is just absolutely been very responsive, and they are very, very, very supportive. And I'm sure you guys know this from your supplement store. You guys are about that model where you cater to the community, and I really, really enjoy what I do. I love being on the floor. I love going out to talk to people. Actually, I met one of your manager, Thatcher, one day, and I didn't even know he worked for Supplement Superstore, and he was doing lateral races, and I saw him just stop, and when I saw he had 5 more, I just went up there and just spotted him 5 more, and he was just like, whoa, that was insane. And then and I get a response back from that, and they love that, and most people didn't even know they loved that, and end up being great, and that's what I love about it. And it's just the community. It made me cry when I saw the support.
Yeah, man.
That's the community aspect of anything in fitness. It's like, for us who are basically lifelong fitness addicts, community is good for us because it's like part of our identity, right? So it's like we like the community aspect of it is because it's everybody likes to feel they belong somewhere. And if you're really into fitness, it's like, this is where I belong. The community aspect's important for people that aren't yet a part of that community because there's so much
limiting beliefs, self-doubt,
limiting beliefs, and then also just like bullshit in our everyday lives that is trying to pull us away from fitness.
Yeah, man. The comparison
Fast food,
game.
The comparison game. There's all sorts of negative influences that people have, and so if you have a strong community in your gym, whether it's your gym, your supplement store, anything that revolves around fitness, I just think it increases the chances of somebody sticking with it, which is ultimately what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to get more and more people into the community to stick with fitness and to be healthier and happier, And but so it's cool that that's like the main thing that you've talked about when it comes to your gym.
Yep.
I also want to just point out, I appreciate the fact that, not only do you live the lifestyle, but you are very passionate about, others being able to do things that maybe they think they couldn't do, or, encouraging others who, are basically hitting their own limiting beliefs, and you're pushing them through that with the mindset like you're talking about. And so I knew that Thatcher really appreciated it when you did that. Because, he's probably in his own world, intimidated to some degree, and in this new gym where he doesn't know anybody, et cetera. And you got the owner coming over and helping him fight through 5 extra reps. It's a cool thing. It's a cool story to tell. And it's not anything besides that's just what you truly, felt led to do.
Yeah. And it's the best pre-workout for me.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's that exchange, the energy exchange with people, man. And, we talk about this every once in a while on the podcast, but there was a time where Kyle and I worked our supplement counter, right, every single day for, we worked the first 10 months that we were open without taking a day off. And there was just this transition period where I didn't know what to do with myself because I was no longer getting that energy exchange at the counter anymore whenever I was starting to work on the business versus in it. And it was a huge transition in my life that I wasn't prepared for, and I had no idea what was coming. But it was a really down time because I just didn't get to see 50 of my friends every day.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How'd you get over that?
Truly, it was me. I will say this: if I'm being honest, I feel like I used the validation that I used to get from working the counter and being the man to a lot of people when it came to the supplements game, as a way for myself to excuse some of my poor habits that were not endearing to the best version of myself. And so when I had this void that I could no longer fill with the interactions with people that I was a fan of talking to every day, I had to make myself feel better.
Oh, beautiful. That's awesome. You channel that energy into something positive.
Mm-hmm. But do my best to lead by example, and that's one of our core values here in our company. And I'm still working at getting better at that every day. But it was something that I had to recognize was a real hole in my repertoire, if you will. And yeah, man, it's tough. And it's like I said, it's everything is good, right? And everybody says this, it's like everything's good in moderation. And it's like, yeah, it's great that you're getting that fulfillment, what you're doing every day. But what if you didn't have it? What would you do to be fulfilling yourself, right? And so just remembering that. And so you mentioned earlier, you've never gotten done with a workout and been upset. You have to be able to, to fill other people's cups. You got to fill your cup first. You got to put your mask on first in an airplane, right? Whenever the masks come down, it's the same concept. You got to take care of yourself, serve yourself first before you serve others. And so living that is much more difficult than saying that. And so just putting that into practice.
Okay. For me, when that time came, I realized that, okay.
You also became a dad.
I'm
saying you had plenty to focus on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to bogart.
Yeah, but no. Like as far as the company goes, what it's like to have employees. And it's like, I kind of shifted my mindset into, okay, what's my ultimate goal with this? My ultimate goal is to make sure that the customers that are coming in the store are getting taken care of the best they can possibly get taken care of. And they're also making like real changes in their life. And if I am working on the business to try and grow the business, I need to, shift my focus from customers into the people that are going to be talking to the customers. So I need to focus on, creating a pathway for employees to be able to grow within our company and feel motivated to do the same things that I was doing, as far as like helping with customers. And so that's the big thing that I just kind of switched my focus from that energy exchange coming from customers to coming from employees, Which, employees are your number one customers, man. You got to, before you can help customers the best of your ability, you better be able to help your employees. Your employees better come, before your customers if you're trying to deliver the best customer service experience possible.
And was that hard for you guys to kind of let go and just trust your employees?
Have you had issues with it? Is it hard for you?
No, but if it does come up, I want to know. From firsthand experience on how you dealt with it. So,
bro, I remember one time we went to was it a Chiefs game that we went to? It was like the first time that you and me went to something and we left one of our employees. I spent
just to close.
Just to close. I was like thinking about it the entire time we were gone. I was just like, is the store burning down? Well, did somebody come in and talk to him? And
So Sid, you understand this already. It's like it takes a lot to create in one interaction, right? It takes a lot to create loyalty with one interaction. It usually takes a handful of interactions. And, a lot of people before we owned our own stores asked us, oh, do you guys own the business? And I'm assuming a lot of people asked you back in the day, hey, are you one of the owners? And it's because of how much you cared. And so you just look for a team that will care at least is 80% as much as you can, because you truly cannot expect them to care as much as you do. But as long as you can get someone to care 80% of how much you care, then people are going to probably have a great experience. And so how we've handled that as far as letting go, like you're saying, is recognizing you're going to have to give eventually, if you have a goal of growing this to, let's say, multiple locations, someone's going to have to get the opportunity to be great. And we say the opportunity to win or fail, but they at least earn the opportunity to go the extra step and become great, or they might decide they were more comfortable with where they were, if that makes sense. But they can't learn unless they have reps. And so, you stand there like the lifeguard and watch them try to swim and save them if you can. But that's pretty much the only thing. We had long talks with we had a long-time district manager that we used to work for. His name was Jason Kane, and he's an extremely intelligent person, one of the most smart people we've ever met. And he had this exact conversation with us. He's like, man, just give them the opportunity to be great. You know, you just don't know. Like they're going to need reps. And so we had to sit there and just watch people set interactions on fire in front of us. As in like, you know, like some guy is walking in like, hey man, how's it going? And the guy's like, oh, I'm looking for protein. And he's like, oh, what kind of protein you looking for? You know, and then you're like, oh man, I'm already feeling like you sound cheesy. Yeah. You know, it's just little things like that. So the hardest thing I think for any new hire, any new employee, everybody wants to do a good job. I think inherently most people, if they accept a job, they want to do a good job. And so figuring out what that looks like, because most new hires are trying to do a good job for their boss and they don't quite realize yet that the real person they should be doing a good job for is the customer. Mm-hmm. And so you should be making the customer feel welcome. You should be making the customer feel like you're genuinely caring about their needs, not the needs of the boss. And so that is so much of what we try to talk to. It's like in our training videos from the very beginning, like, do not try to make me and Kyle happy, please. Mm-hmm. Just make the customer happy. Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know, from a leadership standpoint, everything you've said so far, you have the number one, you know, the one thing about leadership that's most important is leading by example, right? And you going up to you know, your gym members and helping them, you know, it's like employees see that stuff and they feed off it. And they know that's the unspoken standard that is happening in your gym. And it's like, if you're doing those things, that's like step one. You know, and most of the time people fall in line behind what the guy at the front of the line's doing. So
you mentioned earlier, you know, this is, you know, a genuine dream come true, something you've been working obviously a lot of years towards. Do you have any kind, now that you've kind of had this made it moment, are you thinking in your head like, I'm at peace? Are you feeling like, now what's next? Are you feeling like, what am I going to do, a second gym? Are you feeling like, you know, just where's the next step? Because I know you got 7 weeks till your show. And that's probably taking up a lot of your time, but there's got to be some kind of a North Star with the business too, I'm assuming.
You're crazy opening a business and also competing in such a high level show.
Yeah. I mean, there were some good and bad days regarding that, but as far as the mindset, I'm always thinking a step ahead. And because I think I like this, you know, just constantly working, problem solving. And, if there was ever a time where I could just rest and do nothing, I don't think I'll be happy.
Certainly.
So if I have, right now, my primary goal is to make this gym successful. And once this is successful, and if I have opportunities open up for me, I'll definitely like to expand. And I don't think I have an end goal. So, but I'll just keep growing and growing and growing.
Let's talk about the show, man. So, you know, explain to everybody, you know, what division you compete in, what show you're doing, and what the goal is with competing.
Well, I mean, the goal always is to be the best, for me at least, or try to be the best, which brings the best out of me. I'm going to be doing North Americans on August 28th and I'm competing in the men's physique category. Yeah.
Very cool, man. Yeah. Very cool.
So I'm
I
excited.
think you probably have a pretty good chance of doing okay in that show.
I hope so. I'm working very hard. I mean, I understand this has been the hardest prep because
decently lean.
That was last year.
Do you ever fear that your people with tattoos always tell me that they're fearful that it covers up too much of their cuts?
It does. I do fear it, especially because if you look at my front shot.
Yeah, I was to say, you're so like grainy, dude.
It literally, my tattoos just covers half of my body. So it's from my right side of my entire right side is covered up in tattoos. So
it's very cool ink. We got to say.
I was about to say.
We must say the ink is dope.
You look like you could be a freaking movie star.
Dude, you know what he looks like?
The double of The Rock.
He looks like the after photo of Suresh, who used to work for us.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very similar to Suresh. You know who Suresh?
No.
Oh, okay, he's a great dude.
Yeah, no, I do worry about that. But I think I'm pretty conditioned in these to just
to say the least. Yeah. To say the least, your Christmas tree on your back has a Christmas tree. You're in a position though, like you said, you're going to be able to potentially win an IFBB Pro card. What national level show is this for you? What number?
This is going to be my 4th.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. What's the best placing you've done so far?
5th.
Hell yeah! So we're hoping for top 1 in this one, right? It's
yep.
only first place in the class gets it.
Gets the pro card. Yeah.
What's the typical number of competitors in each class?
It depends on the show. I think my first show there was, I think altogether there was the entire show had 1,400 competitor.
Unreal.
And I was just taken because here I am just at the first national show all by myself. My wife wasn't there, so I didn't have my outlet. And I'm just standing there, and oh my goodness, there's 1,400 people trying to get a pro card. So it was kind of incredible. My first national show, that was in Orlando, which was the 2002 Nationals. And then after that, I kind of got used to it. USA's, again, was about the same amount of people. It was a lot of people. And then I did last year North Americans. Also a lot of people.
That Pittsburgh show always seems to be huge.
I mean, it's broken down pretty nicely, so everybody wants to do it. So it's like on a Wednesday. Men's Physique and Classic goes on Wednesday, bodybuilding on Thursday, and then the women go from Thursday, Friday, and there's a pro show following that on Saturday, Sunday. So it's just because nationals, I didn't go up on stage till I was there from 6 a.m. I didn't go up on stage till like 4:30 at night.
Oh, you're kidding me! 4:30 in the morning the next day?
No, 4:30 at night.
Oh, afternoon. All right, sorry.
Evening.
I was gonna say there's people I know that at some shows are getting on stage for the night show at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
Just unreal.
Yeah, and the finals was just so quick because the pre-judging had just gone for too long because there's so many categories, and so I like this format because it's like I don't have to wait around.
It's better organized.
Yeah.
Man, who's the guy that is in fitness that you look up to the most? Like, who's the fitness icon or role model that you consume the most content or has motivated you when you were younger? Who is that person for you?
When I was younger, it was Arnold because he was in the movies. So
yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of TV growing up, or I didn't have access to a lot of TV growing up. So when I did, it was Arnold in the movies, and so it was just like, wow, it's just incredible. Look at the size of his arms, kind of deal. And then obviously after I started competing, started following a lot of top athletes.
Who's the newer athlete now that you look up to?
I
don't look over at, right? You don't have to look up to him.
Well, I mean, like what you know what I'm saying, like somebody who motivates you.
I think that's like never ending list because all these guys are anybody that's better than me.
Yeah. Anybody
that's have placed better than me, have done better than me, I look up to them because they are where I'm trying to go. So.
Yeah, man, you have the mindset of you win or learn. It seems like it's like you never lose. You just learn something new, and you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
And with that mindset, probably you get a lot of good advice, I would guess, backstage at shows, chopping it up with people.
Absolutely. And that's like the best. I mean, like me asking you this question, it's because you have awareness. For me, asking somebody questions with awareness is absolutely important because that's something you don't get. You can't read that in Google. You can't read that in the manual and get that because they experienced it and they're going to give it to you firsthand. And it's like, internships, right? I mean, you can go to college, but that internship is where the most of the things matter because you're getting hands-on.
The experience always trumps the, we call it the knowing doing gap, right? Yeah. You can know how to do it, but you don't know how to do it until you do it.
Do it, yep.
So read a book on riding a long time. Right, you read a book on riding a bike, and you can say out loud how to ride a bike, but until you ride the bike, you don't know how to ride it.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
So dude, there's so many things we can discuss regarding whether it be bodybuilding or fitness, et cetera. But I really, I want to pay as much respect as we can to somebody who has taken the gigantic risk of purchasing a ton of equipment, paying, into a lease, I'm assuming on a space or buying a building, whichever it be. And that takes a tremendous amount of risk. And so I really want to make sure that we highlight Beastified Gym as best as we possibly can for this.
I appreciate you.
In this moment, if, I want to ask as like a standard, member or customer would be wondering, I want to kind of just give you kind of some fire questions on the gym that we can hopefully piece into a nice little piece of content.
Okay.
But if I were to go to Beastified, is it open 7 days a week?
It is.
Is it a 24-hour gym right now, or is it something you guys are working towards?
So we're working towards 24 hours. Once our exterior is completed, we'll be 24 hours.
Great.
Right now it's open 5 to 11 Monday through Saturday, 5 to 9 Sunday.
And, any kind of timetable on this exterior that would put you in a position to be 24 hour?
No, because it's not up to me.
I'm with you. Fun landlord conversations, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Any piece of equipment that you're most proud of that you guys have right now?
The equipment, the dumbbells. No.
Tell us about the dumbbells.
Yeah,
for
tell
sure.
us about the dumbbells.
I mean, that was just heaven sent for me. My sister used to work for Life Fitness in Chicago. So she gave me a bunch of contacts of her refurbished dealers and stuff. I'm just looking at options, and he gave me a call, and he said, hey, Purdue University's football program's got these set of dumbbells, and he sent me pictures, and I don't think he knew what he sent me. It was calibrated 5 to 205 pounds increment. Yeah,
5 pound increments between
Yeah.
5 and 200.
That's correct. And then he was, he kind of sent me the picture of it. And I mean, for me, it was just like, oh my God, holy shit. Oh my God, this is awesome. Hopefully he doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
So I told him I'll be there soon, and it's mine. I'll pick it up. So, I mean, I also did not want to be like a kid in a candy store and show my cards and just being like, oh hell.
Yeah. Don't text a single other person this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take those off your hands. You probably don't want them. You know?
Yeah. I guess those will work. I guess those will do.
And then, we basically just picked it up within a few days.
Do you have any partners on this gym, or is this something you're solely owning on your own?
No partners. This is completely on my own.
And your wife, she owns a yoga studio herself, correct? It's really close in the area. What's the name of that?
She owns a hot yoga studio called the Sweat Vault.
Very cool.
And it's about a mile from my gym, right around the corner. And then
So there'll be a lot of shared community there. Is there like a shared membership possibility there too?
yep, we currently have a shared membership for that. Actually, the more trending right now is like the wife loves to go to the premium yoga studio, and the husband and the kids love to come to the gym. So we're just like, we had to do something to where it was like, okay, a shared membership kind of deal.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys offer any form of childcare or children's entertainment area?
That's the one thing we don't offer. Nope.
Yeah. Is that something we're planning on doing in the future? We're going to keep it serious.
If I got a chance to expand, that would be the first thing that I would do, just because I really want to provide that for the moms and dads that are at home and that wants to take fitness very seriously. So I want to provide that for them. But right now, I just did not.
Demand's got to be there first.
Yep.
It's hard with one gym, it's very difficult. I can imagine. It's hard to take that overhead dip right off the bat and just take that bath for a long time until it makes sense.
Yep.
You got to go the other way around.
Yep.
Wait for it to make sense, then turn it on.
That's correct.
So, moving forward, is there anything you would want the fitness community to know specifically about Beastified, or guess what to expect? Basically, you have the floor. Give it, this is a kind of like your elevator pitch on what the fitness community could look forward to by at least visiting Beastified Gym.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start off with the email that I got the other day, and it was a 62-year-old woman and she messaged me saying, "This looks like a hardcore gym. I don't know if I belong." I said, "Hey, why don't you come here and why don't you take a look at it? Let me give you a tour, and then you decide." And basically, what our gym is, it's not about age, it's not about gender. Like I said, just step into our gym, and we'll show you. The community will absorb you, and we will get the best out of you. So it's, again, I can't repeat this, but like I'll keep saying this. It's about the mindset. So our gym's about the mindset in the community. So that's what I told her, and she came in and she loved it, and she's a member now. So
I love that. Yeah. We have a 62-year-old woman at Beastified Gym right now.
That's correct.
Hell yeah!
I'm guessing that you get like, it's funny when you're like a bigger person or you have tattoos, but then you're really nice. People like latch onto you. They're like, they like you even more.
You get extra credit.
You get extra credit because you're like this big scary dude that could be a dick, but then people get to know you and they're like, oh, this guy's super nice.
You become the nicest guy ever because they initially thought you get this like.
We've had guys that worked at S2 that were like that. Like people get like they get attached to people because
Kyle used to be that guy, by the way.
I used to be a lot bigger, but people would be like, I thought you were going to be mean and blah blah blah, and I'm like, why would I be mean?
Did you get? Oh, you're a teddy bear.
Oh, well, I would say also, Sid, you're very articulate, and so you speak well, and you're very intentional with what you say, and I think that also gives you, in quotes, extra credit because any guy that's big and muscle, oh, he's a meathead, like they're going to be some kind of an airhead or something like that, and so. Everybody I got to give a huge shout out to Ty Jordan because Ty is the most articulate person I probably ever talked to.
Absolutely. Ty is awesome.
And when you talk to Ty, it's just like everybody remembers their first interaction with Ty because he is so intelligent and he speaks like nobody else you've met. And so you're just like awestruck by just how crazy smart he is. And you just love talking to people like that. I certainly do, at least.
No, Ty's awesome. No, that's funny that you said that. I remember responding back to him on one of the posts, and I was like, Ty, you look awesome. You got great lines at 298. He sent me back this paragraph about my physique, and I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Right. That's so
he
funny.
is good at
just for everybody listening.
He's so great at that.
Sid, we have not talked about Ty all day. This is the first time even knowing that Sid knows Ty. So it's just funny when it's like, you always remember those interactions with Ty. He's so great.
Yep.
That's funny, man.
We ask every one of our guests, Sid, the exact same question. It's a final question, and as somebody who is someone who's come over from New York City or from California to the Midwest, we love our barbecue here. Mm-hmm. And the question we ask everybody is: if you have friends visiting town now, coming to visit you here in Kansas, you got to take them to the best barbecue in town. Where do you take them?
Oh, I think the only reason why I picked this spot is because it's the first barbecue that I've had when I was here, and that was Q39.
Oh, it's a
good spot to start, dude.
Yeah,
it's a good spot to start.
Yeah.
So, Sid, where can everybody find you? Let's make sure to give out all our socials and so forth. And then if there's any kind of offer you want to offer our listeners, feel free to do so.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking for memberships or information on the gym, just please log on to our website at beastifiedgym.com or follow us on Instagram at beastifiedgym. As far as offer, I'll offer you my mindset every time you come into the gym, and I promise that. So just come on down, and even if you're having an off day, just step that right foot in there, and I'll make sure you have a good day.
If they were to purchase a day pass, can I ask what that would cost them?
Yeah, so right now the day pass is only at $10 because I want people to experience it.
Awesome.
Very cool, man.
Very fair price, too.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been great chopping it up and getting to know you, man, and getting to hear about the gym.
As two guys, me and Kyle, is people that love this fitness community. We very much are wishing you all the best, and hope we can do whatever we can to help support you and keep fitness local.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely, man.